Have you ever felt the unsettling shift when someone suddenly starts pulling away? Maybe you've noticed that a woman, once warm and engaged, begins to drift as if something's changed, but you don't know exactly what. Here's the truth. When a woman realizes you've lost interest, her reaction can be more revealing than anything she says. But what does this really teach us about emotions, relationships, and the silent power of control? Today, we're diving deep into 6 powerful Stoic lessons that will completely transform how you see these moments. If you want to understand the real reason behind her reactions, and more importantly, how to handle it with unwavering calm, you're in the right place. By the end of this video, you'll not only grasp the truth about disinterest, but also learn timeless wisdom to deal with life's emotional challenges. And trust me, this is one lesson you won't want to miss. So grab a seat, take a deep breath, and prepare to discover how Stoic philosophy can help you navigate even the most complicated emotional situations. And before we begin, make sure to hit that subscribe button, because what I'm about to share is going to change the way you approach relationships forever. 1. Recognizing the subtle signs of disconnection. When a woman realizes you've lost interest, it doesn't happen all at once. It often begins with small, almost imperceptible shifts in behavior. Perhaps she becomes less communicative, less engaged, and less affectionate. These are the early signs that things aren't as they once were. The beauty of Stoic philosophy is that it teaches us the value of observation. Rather than jumping to conclusions or reacting emotionally, the Stoics encourage us to step back and calmly assess the situation. By becoming more aware of these changes, we avoid reacting out of insecurity or fear, instead fostering a more measured and thoughtful approach. Marcus Aurelius often reminded us to be present in our surroundings, observing the truth without allowing our emotions to cloud our judgment. He said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." In relationships, the ability to observe without immediate emotional response is invaluable. When you notice her pulling away, instead of assuming the worst or acting hastily, take a moment to reflect on whether your own actions have contributed to this shift. Has your interest truly waned, or have you perhaps become complacent or distracted? This self-awareness can help you better understand not just her feelings, but your own intentions as well. Taking the time to recognize the early signs of disconnection isn't about worrying or dwelling on what's happening, it's about understanding. By becoming aware of the dynamics between you and your partner, you can respond from a place of clarity, not panic. This approach reflects the Stoic value of practicing mindfulness. By paying attention, you make better choices. When you recognize these shifts, you gain the opportunity to respond with intentionality, whether that's addressing the issue directly or reflecting on your own emotional state. 2. The power of apatheia, emotional detachment. As a Stoic, you are not controlled by external events or the emotions they trigger. When a woman realizes you've lost interest, her behavior may shift to protect her feelings, possibly becoming distant or disengaged. In these moments, it's crucial to remember that you are in control of your response. Apatheia doesn't mean you don't care. It means you are not overwhelmed by the emotional highs and lows that the situation brings. Instead of reacting impulsively or anxiously, you remain calm and deliberate, acknowledging the situation without being controlled by it. Seneca, another great Stoic philosopher, wisely pointed out that we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. When you sense that someone is pulling away or losing interest, The temptation is to imagine worst-case scenarios. What if she's mad at you? What if she's already moved on? But these thoughts are often far worse than reality. Instead of letting your imagination run wild, take a step back and practice the Stoic art of emotional detachment. By doing so, you can approach the situation with a clear mind, allowing you to make decisions based on truth, not fear. The beauty of apatheia is that it allows you to remain grounded. You do not need to chase after fleeting emotions or responses. In relationships, this emotional detachment doesn't mean you're cold or indifferent. It means you are able to be present and thoughtful in your actions. Whether you choose to engage in conversation or let the situation naturally evolve, your peace of mind is not shaken by external forces. This Stoic wisdom reminds us that we have the power to control our own emotional world, regardless of what's happening around us. 3. Understanding the root of her response. When a woman realizes you've lost interest, her behavior is often a reflection of her own emotional state. She may withdraw, become passive-aggressive, or even confront you about the situation. While it's easy to take this behavior personally, Stoicism teaches us that her reaction is not a judgment of you, but a natural response to her own feelings of hurt, rejection, or confusion. In this lesson, we learn to step outside of our own emotional reactions and look deeper at the source of the behavior. Remember that the Stoics emphasize the importance of understanding and responding to the emotions of others with empathy, not judgment. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact." What this means is that her reaction to your disinterest is not an absolute truth. It is an opinion shaped by her own experiences and emotional responses. When you step back and view her reaction through this lens, you can see that it is more about her emotional processing than about any fault of your own. This mindset helps you avoid taking things too personally and fosters a healthier response to the situation. By understanding the root cause of her reaction, you can respond with more empathy and compassion. This is where Stoic wisdom truly shines. Instead of becoming defensive or angry, you can reflect on what's happening and use this moment as an opportunity for mutual growth. Perhaps it's a chance to have a candid conversation about your feelings or to reflect on your own needs and intentions. In either case, understanding her emotional state allows you to approach the situation with respect and maturity. 4. Practicing eudaimonia, living with virtue. The Stoics believed that the highest good is living a life of virtue, and everything else, success, relationships, status, is secondary. When you lose interest in someone, the temptation is to act out of convenience or avoidance, but the Stoic approach is to handle the situation with honesty and integrity. If you no longer feel the connection, be honest about it. However, honesty does not mean harshness. As Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." Living with virtue means taking responsibility for your actions, even when they're difficult. Instead of trying to avoid the situation or pretending things are fine, a virtuous person confronts the truth. This could mean having a respectful conversation about the loss of interest and being clear in your communication. In doing so, you preserve your own integrity while also being fair to the other person. Relationships are built on mutual respect, and being virtuous means acting in a way that upholds that respect, even when it's hard. When you act with virtue, you also free yourself from the burden of regret. You don't need to manipulate the situation or keep up a facade. A Stoic response to disinterest is not about managing the other person's emotions, but about being true to your own principles. By embracing eudaimonia, you remain at peace with your decisions and actions, knowing that you've acted in accordance with your highest values. 5. The power of communication and clarity. When you've lost interest, one of the most important things you can do is communicate openly. Stoicism teaches us that clarity is key, not just for ourselves, but for others as well. If she's noticing that something's changed, the least you can do is offer her the respect of clear communication. The Stoics were proponents of speaking the truth, and doing so with compassion is just as important. Letting her know where you stand provides closure and clarity for both of you, without leaving her wondering what went wrong. Seneca reminds us that no man is free who is not master of himself. Mastering yourself involves the ability to express your feelings without fear of the consequences. If you no longer feel the connection, it's important to speak your truth, calmly, honestly, and respectfully. This communication helps prevent misunderstandings and allows both of you to process the situation in a healthier way. It's not about apologizing for your feelings, but being clear about them and allowing space for both parties to navigate the emotions that arise. By communicating openly and without evasiveness, you demonstrate emotional maturity. The Stoic approach isn't to leave things unsaid or to play games. Rather, it's about maintaining transparency in relationships, recognizing that clear communication can often prevent further hurt and confusion. Remember, clarity helps everyone involved move forward in peace and with dignity. 6. Embracing acceptance and moving on with peace. And the final lesson is about embracing acceptance and moving on with peace. Once you've communicated your feelings and acted with integrity, the next step is to let go. Marcus Aurelius said, "Accept whatever comes to you woven in the pattern of your destiny, for what could more aptly fit your needs?" In relationships, sometimes the best thing you can do is accept that a connection has naturally run its course and move forward with grace. Stoicism teaches us that not everything is meant to last forever, and it's often in the letting go that we find peace. Acceptance doesn't mean resignation. It means understanding that the universe has a way of unfolding according to a greater plan. Sometimes, relationships end for reasons beyond our control, and clinging to them out of fear or desire for control only causes more suffering. When you let go with acceptance, you allow both yourself and the other person the freedom to grow. You don't hold on to the past, and you don't drag the weight of it into your future. Moving on with peace is the final act of Stoic wisdom in relationships. It's about knowing that everything in life is temporary, including our connections with others. By embracing change with acceptance, you create space for new opportunities, growth, and wisdom. Remember, true peace comes not from avoiding discomfort, but from learning to navigate it with grace. Conclusion. To recap, here are the 6 lessons we can learn when a woman realizes you've lost interest. Recognize the subtle signs of disconnection. Practice apatheia, emotional detachment and calm. Understand the root of her emotional response. Live with virtue, embodying eudaimonia. Communicate with clarity and honesty. Embrace acceptance and move on with peace. Thank you for joining me on this journey of Stoic wisdom. Relationships can be challenging, but with the right mindset, we can navigate them with integrity and peace. If you found value in today's video, please subscribe to Story of Marcus and hit that notification bell so you never miss our next lesson. Take care, and remember, be virtuous, stay calm, and embrace life's lessons with grace.